It's standing before God and not before before the audiences or before man. So that's the main the main focus right now of this ministry is that. So we're going to tonight. What I'm going to get into is I'm going to be talking about prophetic ministry. I'm going to be talking about what the believers are going to be called to do in these last days. I really believe that. Can you guys go? Yeah. So what I'm gonna be talking about tonight is what people are what prophetic the prophetic side of what believers are called to do in the last days. There's we talk about judgment and how there's judgment is going to be coming and we picture that as something that is we're not going to participate in that. We see it as something that we're not going to participate in. We're not going to be participating in that. But in reality, we're going to play a major part in the judgments and the judgment that God executes. But
Amen.
he's going to be doing it through his people, and I'm going to get into that tonight.
Brother James, before you share that, because I'm excited about everything that you shared so far, because that's right down our line. I've done schools of prophets before, throughout the U.S. and even a couple places outside the country, and I don't think people understand the necessity of the fivefold ministry equipping the saints for their calling and their talents to be used by God. It's very, very important. And I love what you just said concerning the execution of God's judgments, because we as God's people are to be co-workers and co-laborers with the Father in respect to everything he does. And that also entails executing written judgments upon the powers of darkness that is here. So I'm excited about that. But before we get into the word, Brother James, tell the people tonight how they can tune into your radio program, when it is, where to go, and how to get on it, and how to listen to it.
Oh, sure, absolutely. The best way to get a hold of our broadcast, well, there's the one way to get a hold of our ministry is through ElijahFireMinistries.org, and of course there's a link there to our broadcast. If you go to Blog Talk Radio /Elijah Fire Radio, it's on blogtalkradio.com /Elijah Fire Radio. Our broadcasts are done every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we usually do about a 1 hour show, but like I said, our format's going to change a little bit, so we might do a longer show, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on the amount of content that we'll have to share. But yeah, it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m.
That's awesome. And brother, I hope this don't sound self-promoting, but anytime that I can be a blessing to be a part of what
absolutely.
you're doing in prophetic